1920s was a time for the Roaring Twenties. It was such a great time in America. Everybody had fancy cars, fancy houses, and they were super excited about the Roaring Twenties. And then the 1930s happened, which happened to lead on to the Great Depression. This caused a loss of jobs, and so many women were held to a super high standard, which is why Rosie the Riveter stood out to me. Rosie the Riveter was my inspiration because she showed the determination of many women, and she was the most influential propaganda posters, not only for women but also for the men. So she led me to my research question: what events from the 1920s to the 1970s most impacted America's history? So the events that I think have most impacted America's history were the reviving of social classes, the improvement of gender stereotypes, and the New Deal. So class systems have been around for a long time, even since the medieval time. In this, the feudalism chart has shown that the medieval and the American are being compared to each other. The peasants, which are the lowest on the chart, and everyone else, which are the workers, the students, and the soldiers, are 98.5% of the population. That means only 1.5% of the population is left, which is considered the rich. This 98.5% is considered the poor and the middle class. America's middle class has been around for a long time, and this is also the class that is most efficient with the works, but they still don't get paid very much. The gender stereotyping has been around forever as well. Women's jobs and men's jobs have always been very different. As Dara Shaw says, the creator of blogs and of Evolution of Women, says, women were expected to stay home and watch their children, where men were the breadwinners. Women would clean, cook, and care for their children, while the men would go home or would be at work. Their works would be considered as hard labor jobs. That's why the We Can Do It poster, which was created in 1943, it expressed Rosie's feelings towards the men working versus what the women had to do. Her features in this one are very different compared to the one in this one. This one was first created in 1943, but then was later founded. This one was later then created to take in place of this one. Here, this one looks more manly. In this one, the female is more attractive, and her face shows that the women can be attractive, strong working, and powerful. The Equal Pay Act is another one that the women have also been gender stereotyped against. The women and the men working the same jobs, having the same skill, now are getting paid equal amount, which that did not happen back then. Most men were actually against women working, which then the New Deal was created. The New Deal was created after the Great Depression, which happened in 1929 and lasted till 1939. This 10 years was the most miserable time for Americans. In fact, most of them didn't have jobs. Millions of Americans were out of jobs and could not provide for their families. Therefore, the New Deal was created by FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and had three major components. One of these components was jobs. He wanted to get jobs back into America. So therefore, he created programs. He created work programs, such as the one you see here, to get Americans in constructions and also to get them into businesses, which, as you can see, in all of these men are dressed as businessmen. He also supported the women as working. So he allowed them to work in these jobs, which was not allowed to at first. Another component was the economy. He wanted the economy to be booming again, just as the Roaring Twenties was. This took a while, though, because of all the jobs that were lost. The next was community. He wanted the community to work together to provide the economy to work, and to provide the economy to get bigger, and also for the jobs to grow exponentially. Then World War II happened, where 15 million American men got shipped off and had to fight for their country. This is when the advancement for women happened. This is when Rosie the Riveter was the biggest that she had ever been. She showed that women could work the jobs in construction and could be the businesswomen that they say. Although some say that Nixon's Labor Day address speech was one of the greatest speeches that have ever come about, it showed the real character of American people. I do not think, however, it did. He says, "Work ethic is ingrained in the American character. That is why most of us consider it immoral to be lazy." This is crazy for me to believe, in fact, because so many Americans do rely on the programs that were created by FDR during the New Deal. He then states, even if a person is well enough to not have to work or deliberately avoids working by going on welfare, which means that he's saying that welfare is not a good thing, but in fact, the welfare for the time in America that was so depressing in the 1930s and the 1940s actually helped the American economy boom. Which is why one of my solutions is keeping the Social Security Act alive. The Social Security Act is allowing Americans to This allows Americans to not only get the benefits that they wouldn't get for health, but it also gives them money for the disabled, and it also gives old age. They also give money to the retired in the old age. And the Bureau, United States Census Bureau, says an average month, 3.5% of the unemployed receive means tested benefits in an average month, which means that Nixon's speech did not show the American people anything about their character. This is why I believe that the New Deal, the improvement of stereotypes, and the class systems were the most influential to the American history. If it was not for these three things, America would not be as strong, powerful, and determined as we are today.
Okay, a couple questions, Jaden. The first one is, excuse me, how valid and reliable are the sources that you've used, and how do you know? And then were there any that didn't work?
So my sources were actually very credible because Dara Shahar was one of the quotes that I talked about during the Rosie the Riveter. She has been working and writing for women, and as also a women's activist, because she has been for many, many years. She also writes blogs, which other women are able to comment and put their situations on, and she also has been studying history for a long time, which also helps her credibility. Some sources that didn't work, I think, were I kind of saw more of the New Deal. A lot of them said that the economy, in fact, was not getting to the standard that it was before, but it took actually many, many years to get America to where it was. So I think that those sources didn't actually show that the New Deal helped, in fact, the Americans.
Okay, thanks. And then your second one is, if you had more time, what additional research would you conduct related to the issue?
So I think that I would put an ethical lens into mine and put more of the men's perspectives into it, because I think I showed a lot of the women's perspective, which I think was good, but also I think that the men could have shown their side a little more, and I think it would have made my presentation a lot stronger.